we cross live to my degree in northern Nigeria, one of the hot spots of Nigeria's malnutrition crisis, and we'll speak with Dr. Muhammad Bashir Abdullahi, who is a medical activity manager at Doctors Without Borders. Dr. Muhammad, glad to have you join us on The World. Hello, Dr. Muhammad, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, Dr. Muhammad Bashir Abdullahi, can you hear me? Looks like he's not hearing me.
I can hear you.
Oh, good. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Well, malnutrition has, again, welcome to the program. Malnutrition has now become what you will call existential, with children suffering from SAM, severe acute malnutrition. Nigeria has the second highest burden of stunted children globally. 32% children under 5 fall in this category. How alarming is this?
Yeah, it is quite alarming to have children less than five years of age having this huge number of children falling into the malnutrition category, which is severe acute malnutrition and moderate acute malnutrition, which are conditions which can make the child very vulnerable to a lot of diseases and can kill them very fast.
East and the Northwest, aside from conflict and poverty, what again are the drivers of this malnutrition?
Yeah, you mentioned conflict and poverty, but yeah, they are the main drivers, and lack of food in the family is a very big driver to this malnutrition. Sometimes lack of adequate knowledge on feeding practices also contribute to a child to have malnutrition. Not only that, but if a community or child becomes sick and then does not have access to health care close to him, this is a situation which can cause the child to become malnourished, because if the child is sick and then does not eat, then the child becomes the child loses weight, and then the child becomes malnourished, which can make him vulnerable to a lot of diseases. So having access to basic primary health care is a very important factor. Another thing is the climate change, where we see a lot of flooding all over the country, and this affects farmlands, and then indirectly or directly affects the feeding in the family.
So you mentioned health. So how far or how well is the health system dealing with it or contributing to it?
In terms of health, when you don't have the primary health cares very functional at the adequate level, then the community will not access them, because the child can become ill and then cannot have basic medications to treat that illness. Until the child becomes very severe, then the parents will travel longer distance to access higher facilities where they can get service. And in most situations, they come very late, and this is what we are currently seeing in our facility. A lot of children coming in very late, and then some of them, we save a lot of them, but unfortunately we cannot save all. Talking about this, last week in our facility, we admitted an average of 74 patients per day into our inpatient nutrition facility. But this week, until now, we are admitting an average of 100 patients per day. This number is very alarming. A lot of our partners in the state not having enough funds to expand their facilities. As MSF, we have expanded, but we cannot do everything. We need the government support. We need our partners to be supported, funded well, so that they can respond very well to this nutritional crisis. As I am talking to you now, we have a 60-bed ICU, intensive care unit. It means these children are very sick. Just some weeks ago, we had around 30 or less of these beds, but now we had to double our capacity, and this has stretched us a lot, and we need support from all concerned government authorities as well as partners to support this situation.
In a way, you've actually answered my next question. I was going to ask you what organizations like yours are doing, both to bring this more and more to force and cause governments to give it the necessary urgent attention it deserves. So let me ask you, how urgent and necessary is funding and a long-term approach, especially with international aid cuts, to deal with this issue?
Yeah, the need for funding is very, very urgent. It's critical. These kids, when we catch them very early, meaning at a stage where they can be managed at an outpatient basis, it costs less, and also the children will get better very fast. But a lot of partners or organizations, due to lack of funding, had scaled down their activities, which means the kids cannot have access to the therapeutic feeds, which we called RUTF, ready-to-use therapeutic food. Initially, they do have access to this in their communities, but due to lack of funding or funding cut, a lot of these organizations had to close, and these kids cannot access.
All right. I was also going to say more, what do I say? More grease to your thermometer. But you're doing a great job, Dr. Bashir, Mohammed Bashir Abdullahi, of the Medical Activity Manager at Doctors Without Borders. One wishes that you continue this great work and you get results, expected results.